Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2024. It is here. I cannot believe it's here because it happened so fast. I don't know about you guys, but it 2023 was a blur. It literally was a blur. I did so much stuff in 2023 until the weeks just flew by. You know, every month felt like it only had 1 week within the whole entire month. And then when the holidays came at the end, it's like it was just on overdrive. So it has been crazy as far as time flying by. And before you know it, Happy New Year. So, welcome back to Twisted Transitions, the first show in 2024. I'm super pumped for you guys. I know we took a week off and stuff, but I had to set up for a gig. I had to get ready for a gig. We're going to talk about that gig, and we're going to go over some stuff that I learned from that gig. So, let's check out the chat and say what's up to everybody that's in the building. I am DJ Aaron. What is happening? Appreciate you coming through. Let me throw you your shout out and stuff on there. DJ J Torture. What is happening? What is happening? Excuse me. DJ G Kenny. You know what it is. Jay, you back, my guy. Yes, sir. We back in the building. DJ Fast, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. DJ Willie Will, sound level's good. Look at that. Ahead of the game. You knew I was going to ask for that, right? Appreciate that. Glad the sound levels and stuff are good. More entertainment events. What's happening? What is good, man? Oh, so much to discuss. You know, I thought my news feed and stuff was going to be flooded with, you know, New Year's stuff. But no, Cat Williams took over. Cat Williams took over, man. It's only, day 4 in 2024. We already got our first viral thing to go crazy. Cat started us off with a bang, man. It's been all over my news feed. It's been all over my stories. It's been all over my YouTube. It's been everywhere. But I watched the whole interview, and if you haven't seen it, it's very interesting. It's very interesting. But, you know, I'm just going to leave it there. Daniel Rodriguez, what's good, my man? What's good? All right. So I know that we have a time schedule and stuff, man. So we're going to jump right into it. We're going to give you some information, but let's first talk about the gig. All right. So the trying to use more of my buttons and stuff, guys. Instead of clicking on it on the screen, I'm trying to use it on my buttons here. So let's try my buttons here. So, okay, good. There it goes. All right. So to close out the year and to start the year, I had a New Year's Eve wedding. I was at a familiar venue, which was downtown. It was an old bank that was converted into a venue. If you haven't seen gig logs from it, I've got several and stuff from it. And this one will deserve a gig log and stuff as well. This one was pretty good. The one thing that I was really surprised at for this particular function is that for New Year's, I mean, you could see it's pretty much a simple setup. It's very basic and stuff like that because they didn't get a lot of bells and whistles. They didn't get a lot of anything. I mean, it was just kind of, we like your style of DJ, so we just want to party. And I was like, okay, I mean, I understand that. So, you know, just the movers, the Focus Spot 4Zs were the only things that I used, with the exception of some both lighting instead of lighting up my entire facade. If you look at the wall that's right over here, you can see a light coming up from the ground. I put on the first 4 pillars, I just put, a light that would kind of section off the dance floor and stuff for everybody. and just kind of give some ambiance out there. So in the video, you'll see more, more colors and stuff through the night, but the movers and everything were just kind of doing their thing. I do apologize ahead of time, because when you do see the video, I forgot to turn on the phase on my wolf mix, so the lights are actually doing the exact same thing. Like I don't like my movers to do this number right here. So yeah, both of them do this. I like for them to go like this and do designs like that. And the only way you can do that on the wolf mix is if you kind of invert them by going under the phase setting and making sure that they just do the opposite but the same. So on the video, you'll see the lights kind of just go like this, but that is totally my fault. So I do apologize early for that. Second thing, right during dinner, there was, if you see this, if you see this speaker over here, the plug is on that pillar that's behind the speaker right over here. And for some reason, that outlet just dropped power. I mean, I'm in the middle of playing dinner music. Thank goodness we made it through. Did we make it? Okay, we hadn't done introductions and stuff yet. So this was kind of like cocktail dinner type deal. And just all of a sudden, it just turned off. And it was 4 plugs over there, and none of them worked. So I actually had to, let's see, if you look over here where that wall ends, I had to run an extension cord around that corner to a plug that's on the back side of that wall. And that's how I got power for everything. And boy, I was nervous all night long, because I was like, if that one goes out, then, I don't have any more options right there. I would actually have to be in the way of somebody to get power. But, this table that's right over here, the first table, I felt bad for them because they were right in front of that speaker. It was so bad. And then the table that's in the back there, oh man, they had some interesting characters that we'll talk about tonight. But they had some interesting human beings in that corner, and it's never a shabby day, or a shabby evening and stuff when you get people like who I had there. But still, those guys were an absolute blast. We danced all night. It was a majority. I think she had, let's look at this next slide here, because if I'm not mistaken, she had about 100, I would say about 130, maybe 140 people, something around that. And there was about 70, maybe 50 between 50 and 70 people on the dance floor at all times. So I would take that as a win. The dance floor was huge and stuff as well. I would have loved to have gotten everybody on the dance floor, but I think people rotated in enough to keep me a pretty decent dance floor for the most part. But I can tell you right now, doing a New Year's Eve wedding is so different than doing a normal wedding in so many different ways, because like you start later. If you look out the windows and stuff right there, that's not daytime. It is nighttime and they're getting married. It is straight nighttime out of those windows. And then everything is like pushed back, and you can feel your energy dying faster because you're so used to your energy being at a certain level by this time, and then when it gets closer to this time, like maybe 10 or 11, it's time to go ahead and start getting ready to shut down and pack up, and your energy is pretty low. So while my energy was low at 10 and 11, that's the peak time for New Year's Eve weddings. So it was crazy. I had to almost trick my mind and tell my mind that, hey, the hours may be different, but don't look at the clock until it's necessary, because you got to look at it for the ball drop. Now, they didn't have TVs or anything like that as well, no TV, so I didn't have a way to know about the ball drop. We're going to talk about that and stuff as well as some topics and stuff. But we got the ball drop done. And then, you know, I dropped a couple of tracks and stuff after that. And then we left, and I didn't get out of there. Taking down everything, I didn't get out of there until I want to say about 2, no, was it 2? Yeah. Yeah, about 2:20, 2:30 and stuff in the morning, only to drive home and not even crash. As far as, I mean, not crashes and wrecking, but like not even crash in the bed. Like I was up and stuff for a minute. I probably didn't go to sleep till, I don't know, almost 3:30, close to 4. I mean, I was posting stuff on Instagram from that night at right around 3, I want to say, because I was still up. So it's crazy, man. It is crazy. Now that I think about that, man, I can't believe I did. Those New Year's weddings are different, bro. But it was great. We got some, I think I got maybe 1 or 2 people out of that. I found a couple of couples hit me up since then this week already, inquiring about their wedding and stuff. So it must have been a pretty good success. We got a 5-star review on it, which is great. So can't complain and stuff about that. Oh, man. Oh. All right, let me check the chat one more time before we get started. Ashback on the premiere. Hey man, hey, say Ludacris is hit with them boys. I'll call, yes. That happened to me 2 weeks ago. Holiday party. DJ Lord Geo, what's up? DJ Metro NYC, what's happening? Yo, DJ Mike in the building, what's going on? Nice. My confidence was kind of shot on my wedding last Saturday. Bride was half white, half Mexican. Groom was full American. Bride and only people dancing was the Mexican peeps. Oh wow. Oh wow. I think with a Latin crowd like that, I think I've only got it. I probably can only do about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And that's only if they dance to the stuff that I need them to dance to, but I can lead them there too. Later I heard the groom's dad say if Spanish music was all I knew how to play, but they were the only ones that were dancing. Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about that because I'm glad you brought that up. We're going to talk about that. So that's how the weekend and stuff went. I've got 4 gigs and stuff this January to kick things off. Only 1 wedding but 4 events. So, you know, if you would like to see a lot of the behind the scenes on that, just check out my IG. The wedding will be the only thing that will be posted. Also, I should have 3 guests this month that we could chop it up with. I'm hoping that the first one, the first one is in 2 weeks, and then they'll be back to back to back. So we should do, the way I lined it up is we should have 3 guests, 3 in a row, 3 weeks in a row. And I'll be doing live streams every week, except for there's a possibility that I won't do it next week. Only because I have an event on that day. So I may either pull it back a day or not do it at all. So just to give you a heads up, that's some housekeeping stuff. Let's get into some topics, shall we? I know you guys love topics. A lot of people love topics. Hopefully camera stays good. I am moving still on camera. That's good. Inside joke from last week, guys. Okay, so our first topic. Since we're talking about New Year's Eve weddings, let's talk about 5 things you need for a New Year's Eve party. And these are things that I have learned over time. I've only done about 4 New Year's Eve weddings, but this past one was my 4th one, so I'm starting to understand. I'm starting to understand the must-haves and stuff as far as it comes to this. So, number 1. You need lots and lots of hype music. Now, I know when I say that, you guys are probably like, yeah, but it's just music. No. You need lots of hype music. You, on a New Year's Eve wedding, most brides that I have encountered over my 4 tries don't want any slow songs. and they want the hypest music. They want the BPMs to stay between 110 and 132. Like, they want it just consistently going. So this bride that I had this past weekend with this, she clear cut told me and reminded me day of, not in a bad way, great way she did it, but she clear cut told me, this is not your typical wedding. I want booty shaking music. I want to have a party the whole time, the entire time. And I was like, okay, but then I also thought to myself, like, we can't give anybody an opportunity. Like, you don't want any adult. She was like, well, you can give the adults or the older folks a little bit of time, like maybe like 30 minutes or so. But I can tell you right now, I'm going to get sick of it. I'm going to get sick. That's what she said. And I was like, okay, cool. So I made sure that I had a lot of high energy music. And I realized that I did not have enough twerking music in my folder. And I am totally shocked. And I am taking care of that as we speak. I wanted to make sure that I added an additional category that is just, it has my list of songs that I want to play. And then I want a specific category that says, don't forget, put it on the don't forget and just say, twerk music and stuff like that when it comes to New Year's Eve, because I just don't have enough. And when these girls start coming up to me asking for, oh, we want to shake our ass and all this stuff, blah, 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 I just want to have that folder ready. So I'm going to just go through, I'm in the process of right now of getting some different versions of songs that are just booty shaking music. It's just the whole time, and whether it be new, old, mid 2000s, early 2000s, whatever, I'm going to make sure that that folder has nothing but booty shaking music. The second thing that I learned, and we talked about this briefly, is that you need a clock with a timer. Okay, now a lot of you guys, probably have your watch or you probably have your phone. One thing that they don't offer initially is a phone, the phone with an actual seconds timer to the side. Like, you could set up a timer, like say like 10 minutes and then it'd do a countdown from there. But I'm talking about an actual clock with the countdown time, because even if I use my watch that's using the old analog, lines and stuff here, like my watch tends to, like, I've got it on sleep mode. Like, I didn't take it off to where it's not running the battery all the time. So I didn't have a seconds and stuff on here. So you need a timer, an absolute clock timer that matches up with the real time to give you, accuracy when you do the ball drop. And I cannot stress how important that is. I'll give you an example of what happened 2 years ago. I did a New Year's Eve wedding into New Year's, and she had two TVs, and I did, I put the ball drop and stuff on the TVs. We casted it on there, and the cast was a minute and a half slower than the actual time. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, was it ahead? Or was it? No, it was slower. It was a minute and a half slower than the actual time was. So, if you do a ball drop on there, according to the TV, you've actually missed New Year's. And people are really, really anal about being on time for that, which they should be in a way, because it is technically midnight. Nobody wants to do the ball drop at 12:01 and 30 seconds. But yeah, you need a clock with an actual time countdown on the side. So what we did was went to an app, got great cell phone signal, went to an app that had the actual digital clock with the time on the side. Shout out to the photographer, Emily, who did that for me. She was great. She set her phone right there and I can actually see the time. So 5 minutes out, I just cut the music and kind of let everybody get prepped with hats and glasses and poppers and all that stuff. And then I was able to do the countdown. So Second thing is a clock with a countdown timer. The third thing, Auld Lang Syne. Now, I have only one story about this song, and nobody tells you and stuff initially. New DJs, you need to have this song if you're going to do a New Year's Eve party. You have to have this song. People expect this song. This song is the dun, 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 dun. It's the New Year's song. Dun, 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 dun. And you need the original. You need to have the original. I did a corporate party. Probably like, I don't know, 6-7 years ago. And I had no idea that you play this song. I had no idea. Now, I'm in there. I'm killing it with music because I got all this high energy music. So we do the countdown, ball drop, and right after, it says, everybody says Happy New Year. I go right into another song. Lady comes up to me and says, "What happened to Auld Lang Syne?" And I was like, "What?" She said, "What happens to Auld Lang Syne? What happened? Where's the New Year song?" I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have it. And man, oh man, she was bad. I didn't get booked for them again. Now the party was crazy. I even have a gig log on it. There's a gig log from a few years back. It was like a wedding and a New Year's corporate party on the same time. If you want to go back through my videos, and I didn't do this song. This song is a must. You will get reprimanded badly if you do not play this song. So you need to download the original version just to have it. It doesn't change. Like, you can get the fast version and stuff like that, but people expect the original because it's like the time you're supposed to. This is the time where everybody is giving each other, kisses and telling each other I love you and Happy New Year to each other, hugging everything. And then once the song is done, you need to go into the next tip, which is have about 2 to 3 bangers ready to go, because you've got to win the crowd back. All the crowd and stuff like that feel like this is the finale of the evening. But most New Year's Eve parties, people think that that's the finale, and they're like, "Oh, well, we'll go ahead and go." But if you are scheduled for more time, whether it be to 12:30 or 1 o'clock or whenever, you need to have 2 to 3 bangers ready to go right out of the gate, so that you can win them all back, keep your crowd and stuff there, and keep it moving. Try not to do a slide if you can help it, but you need to have 2 to 3 bangers just ready to go on deck. And I can tell you right now, the next thing on here is what everybody needs to do for a New Year's party. And that is raise your prices. Look, guys. New Year's is supposed to be a time with family, friends, for you. If you have to leave that to go and do what you love to do, unless you are a single person who doesn't care about any of that stuff, then you can do whatever you like. But if you've got a family, friends, people that you want to spend this day with, you need to at least double your prices. Whatever it is, double it. And in some areas, especially, the North, like, New York, Jersey, Pennsylvania, all those guys. And then the West Coast, out there in, California and all that stuff. You should be doubling your prices or tripling your prices, because it is already tough for us the entire year, but this is one of those holidays that people want you to work on. Christmas is usually off limits. Thanksgiving is usually off limits, and those are We get 3 back to back. We get Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then New Year's. And New Year's is like your last opportunity to kick it with friends and family, because your Saturdays are like gone after that because you're working. So you definitely need to up your prices at least by 2. At least by 2. Make it worth your while to go out and give somebody else their day. Which leads me into our next topic, because I had an issue. I had an issue at this party as well. So the next topic is about split dance floors. And the issue with split dance floors is I had a really good mixture of people. I thought initially when I saw the guests arriving, I thought that it was majority young people and then some sprinkles of older people. But as I looked closer in that crowd of people that I showed you earlier, there was a little bit more older people and stuff at this event. And not just your typical older people. Like, these are like doctors, lawyers, people, established people and stuff are your older people here. So you had, remember I told you about that table that was in the corner? Well, the table that was in the corner had a gentleman and a young lady who I never got their names and I don't care to know it. Who just, I don't know if they just weren't happy with life, but they just couldn't find happiness in what I was doing. So I have, usually I told you that the bride only wanted like 30 minutes of older music. And then after that, we go in hard. Now I know you guys are all going to say in the chat, whoever paid you, you need to go by that. I get it. But I've got 2 older people. One woman asked me for a song. I didn't have the song. I don't remember what it was. It was some old song. And she was already out there dancing. And I think I captured it on video. But she was doing this number right here in front of the DJ booth and trying to get my attention. And I kid you not, every 3 to 5 minutes, she would come ask for the song. And I told her, if I have it, I will try to get it on as fast as I can, the typical answer. And she just kept coming and kept doing that, trying to get my attention. So then she asked a gentleman that kind of looks like this guy right here, the larger guy with the bald head. I mean, he favors him and stuff. He came over and said, "Could you please play this song for this lady?" So I stopped, right there. I typed it in. I said, "Sir, I don't even have that song." And he said, "Oh, thank God." And he went back over there, told her, and that like ruined her night almost. Like I think she almost sat down for like the rest of the night. But she had a friend over there as well. Now this guy had, I noticed that he had, every time I saw him, he had a drink in his hand. And the drink was a different color every single time I saw him. So he was drinking multiple things. Well, when I got into the deeper portion of the evening and I was deep into the bride's music and booty shaking music and hip hop and all this stuff, I'm deep. I know you guys know what I'm about to say. He asked for an old song. He asked for, anything classic rock. And, I told him, I was like, I did play some classic rock and stuff earlier, but, we're going to keep things moving in this direction because the majority of the people who are dancing are the younger people. And he pulls out a $20 bill, puts it on the table, said, "If you play that next, that's yours." And he walks away. Well, immediately it's mine because you put down the $20. So, I'm taking it and throwing it over there. I don't care. And because there was song after song after song after song after song that kept going and he still didn't hear classic rock, he proceeds to when he walks over to get another drink, I could see him out of the corner of my eye, and he's doing this number right here. You won't play a classic rock song tonight at any point. I know you won't, and it's because you don't like it. You hate it. He was saying stuff like that. He was ranting. He was ranting for no reason at all. I swear to you, no reason. And I'm just like, I am totally ignoring this guy. Like I'm still head down DJing. Like I totally ignore this guy. But I say all that to say the bride comes over to me like shortly after, and I don't tell her about it because it's not, it's not something she should be concerned with. But I just told her, I just said, a few people want me to kind of play some older music. And she told me, she looked at me right in my face and she told me, I don't care what they asked you. I do not leave this type of music. Do not leave it the rest of the night. I said, bet. And we went on. The problem with split dance floors to me is that I keep running into these older folks who feel like, oh, it would be good to hear this, but these younger folks who are like, I'm kind of tired of hearing that. And their music that they want is usually the music that they hear at every wedding, that they're comfortable hearing at every wedding. But the younger crowd wants to hear some good stuff, some stuff that you probably particularly like, some stuff that they like, some stuff that they listen to, back when, that is their throwbacks and stuff now. Like they're done with all the parent type music. And every wedding I give a certain section of the parent type music because you have to. It's going to be, unless every single guest is 35 and younger, you're going to have to give the older crowd that type of music. You're going to have to give them something. Now, how long you give them is what makes the difference between you and the next guy. Because some older DJs like to kind of stay in these categories and go for like a full hour. I'm not giving the older crowd a full hour of the night. I'm just not. The most you will get from me is probably about 45 minutes. And that's a stretch because normally you're only getting 20 minutes, maybe even 15. Because I'm trying to give you classics, slow songs that you like, some slides if you need to, classics, slow song if you like, and that usually runs, right about that 15 to 20 minute range. That's usually what you're going to get from me. And then after that, I'm going to take the energy up and then slowly come down, maybe jump back up again, come all the way down, come back up. But we're not switching to classics anymore. Don't ask me in the last hour of the night to play Mustang Sally. It's not going to happen. It just won't. Don't ask me at the last hour of the night to play some, what did that guy ask me for? The Temptations, My Girl. We're not doing that in the last hour. And people don't understand that. People just feel like, I'm putting in a request, you should play what I'm asking. And I'm like, nah, my guy, that is not how that works. And I'm here to tell you right now, we're not doing that. We're not doing that at all. So, I say all that to say it is tough out here, guys. I know it's tough, but in 2024, we're going to be a little bit more cautious and stuff about who gets to say so and stuff in here, because I think we have this mentality in our heads as DJs that, the people who pay is the one who gets to decide. But let's take that into consideration and put that on yourself and say, okay, so your parents pay for your wedding. Do they get to dictate your music? They're not dictating mine. The fact that you paid for the wedding is a gift to me. You don't get the whole night. So my couple is where I'm going. It just has to be. In 2024, we got to give the couple more than what the older folks and the parents and, people who say they pay and stuff like that. Like, I get it. You paid for it. That's great. You also pay for the cake and stuff. What you got? They got to ask you permission to eat the cake. You pay for the food. We got to wait for that. You pay for the bar, the venue. Does the venue do what you ask them to do? Because I know that at the end of the night, you better be out of there or they going to be your daddy. So, like I said and stuff, man, we got to take back the narrative of giving the customer who paid what they want when these clients and stuff, these kids are it's their day. It's whatever they would like to have done. This is not the parents' day. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. You know, I don't want to get off into a rant because I will quickly get into a freaking rant and stuff about that. I will quickly get in a rant and stuff about that. So that's neither here nor there. All right, you guys still with me? Let me see what the chat says. Oh, yeah, I forgot to do that little housekeeping thing. If you guys are in here, please hit the thumbs up. If you enjoy the content and stuff I put out while you're in here, just take 2 seconds, hit the thumbs up. It doesn't cost anything. It just helps further the video. I forgot to say that. So let's look at some of the comments and stuff here. Download the whole Sexy Red album. Pop that. Use web atomic clock. Yep. Or maybe have a special app on your phone for countdown. Yeah, I thought about that too. I could be wrong, but Mariah Carey has one. I don't remember when Mariah Carey has a new. Okay. I absolutely love when Jay tell these stories about these crazy people. Wow, that's crazy, man. I tried to get the older folks out the way first, hopefully tiring them out. It's a tightrope for sure. I definitely agree, but I do not know. His comment definitely shot my confidence. But at the same time, I was like, y'all aren't dancing and making music. Yeah, you're in a interesting predicament there. More entertainment. You are definitely in an interesting predicament. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about it in the Q&A part. So have your questions and stuff ready and stuff for that. So Wayne DJ Allen, you still my daddy. Classic, man. Oh man. Okay. All right. Let me finish these topics so we can chop it up. Where's my button here, guys? See, I'm trying to do better with these buttons. Okay. All right. Last thing I want to talk to you guys about are 4 things to consider in 2024. And just a quick 4 and stuff, man. I just got to finish my vision board. I encourage all you guys to create a vision board just to have something to strive for. You know, you don't necessarily have to have goals or like something crazy, but just have a little something that you just want to accomplish. I know that's still like having a goal, but just have something that you want to accomplish in 2024, or something that you just want to change, you know, about you, about your circumstance, whatever it may be. But here's a few things that I would definitely consider and stuff on here in 2024. The first thing you got to do is you got to manifest this thing. So you need to, you know, update your vision board, just like I just said. So definitely putting forth the effort, put the things that you want to manifest this year. If you are a goal-oriented person like I am, you know, put at least 10 to 15 things that you want to accomplish and stuff this year. Now, some of them can be totally outrageous. Some of them can be easily and quickly obtainable. Some of them can just be stuff that you missed last year and you want to go ahead and pull it over to this year to make sure you get it done. But at least have something, because you don't want to just put it on autopilot. I hate when people say, I'm just living life. You know, no, we can't just be living life. We got to do more. We've got to do more. And trust me, doing more will give you more of a satisfaction. So one of the things I want to do more of is number 2. I want to do more live streams. I want to do more live streams. I see so many people have just taken live streams to a whole nother level. And it's such a great source of practice. For those who want to accomplish both of those, I want to live stream and practice more, you can actually do both on here. You can literally name your stream just practicing. You can literally name that, and you can mess up. It's okay to mess up on a live stream. You know why? Because there's not a DJ or a person who doesn't mess up on live stream or when they're live. There's just not one. There's not somebody who is perfect every single time. There's not. So it's okay to mess up on live streams. It's okay to mess up in something you may have said and stuff like that. It all that stuff is okay, but you need to practice and perfect your craft this year and then put stuff out there. Live streams are how your customers can tell and decide if they want to pick you from the next guy who's next to you or the next option. Literally. I had a bride this week. I told you a few people reached out to me. I had a bride already this week who reached out to me and, asked me to send her all the information. So I sent her all my information. And she was like, oh yeah, we were told about you, but we haven't seen anything that you've done. And I was like, what platform do you use the most? And I was able to tell her, you can go to my TikTok and look at stuff there. You can go to my Instagram and look at stuff there. You can go to see full shows if you go to my YouTube. And now I want to be able to tell them you can actually listen to me DJ on either YouTube or Twitch. Just as simple as that. And keep all your handles the same. DJ JayBook. That's what I'm going to keep it as. So if you want to find more things me, just look me up on there. Let me see. All right. Another thing you want to do is you want to do what I call review and adjust. You should go back through your entire 2023. First of all, look at how many events and stuff you did. This past year, 2023, I did 50. I counted them all. I did 50. The year before that, I did 54. So I'm actually was down 4 gigs, which is fine with me. But the reason that you are reviewing this, because you're looking at where you have opportunities and stuff at to make residual income, make more income, or just do more. How many spaces you have a chance to be able to do this with. And then you adjust accordingly. You adjust with the pricing. That's one thing that I do every year. In January, I make sure that my Honeybook is updated. And oh my gosh, if you guys have not seen Honeybook and stuff as of late, they have updated some stuff on there. A lot of more stuff is even more automated than it was before. Oh my gosh, I have been fiddling with that, and it's amazing. You guys are going to want to check it out. I've got links and everything down below for music and Honeybook. You're going to want to organize all this stuff. I updated all my pricing. I updated everything. I also probably just need to add a whole New Year's package on there. I mean, it's pretty much just going to be a carbon copy of every package. It's going to be doubled, and it's going to say because it's New Year's. Because it's New Year's. Because I've already been asked about New Year's, and it's on a freaking Tuesday next year or this year. And I've already been asked about New Year's Eve. So it's got to be at least doubled and stuff on there. So review and adjust accordingly. Lastly, you want to flex your creativity. This year, put out the stuff that's in your head. Just put it out there. One thing that I could tell you that I kick myself in the head for is when I see somebody do an idea that I had up here and I never put it out anywhere. Not to say that I was the first person to do it. It's just that, yeah, we had the same idea. I should have done it. Look at you doing it. That's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. if it's up here, you've got to release it all. You've got to put it out there in some way, form, or fashion, because I guarantee you, in this full country that we have, there is at least a handful of people that think just like you. At least. I mean, some of you guys even come to this show because you think just like how I do. And that's why you like it. So definitely flex your creativity, put it out there, just put it out there. Turn the camera on, use this thing to the fullest. One of the main little things on my page that I like when I'm scrolling on Instagram is I always come across these guys who do these photos. And it's like, they take these photos or they take these videos and it's so creative. It's like they have it down on the ground and they come up with it, and it, you know, the end version of it looks like it's cinematic and all that stuff. And they're doing everything from their phone. So if you are not taking advantage of the avenues and stuff that you have to be creative, whether it's to put something out there, you need to up your reel game immediately, because when people come to your social media, they want to hear, they want to see, they want to visualize, they want all this stuff while they're trying to decide if you are a match for them. I cannot tell you how many people have told me that we have been following you for X amount of time, and this is why we love what you do. You know, if you only get 5 people to look at your stories and stuff at the top, number 6 could be your next bride. Literally, put it out there. Put it out there. Number 7 could be your next company corporate party. You just got to put it out there. That's why I always try to put a story every time I'm doing some type of gig. Put a picture for inspiration. Try to throw a reel out there here and there. But I'm going to get better with reels. I'm going to get better. Yeah, it's time consuming, but what you put in is what you get out. I can promise you that. What you put in is what you get out. So I say all that, and I'm done. I'm done. I've said it all. Oh man. So I had to get all that off. And you know, I got so many ideas and stuff for this year that I want to put out and stuff to you guys. I mean, we're going to go ahead and finish up these last 250 subs, and we're going to push that goal to the side, let it do what it does, and we're going to focus more on stuff like this. We're going to focus more on live stuff like this. We're going to focus more on just different styles of content, different ways to see what I do. So it's coming. It's coming, guys. I promise you it is coming. So I'm going to turn it over to you guys, and we're going to have some questions and stuff. If you got a question and stuff for me, just ask it and stuff in the chat, and I will answer it to the best of my ability. Like I said, if you're just joining us next week, I may or may not be on. Just make sure you keep up with my IG. That's where I usually post that at. I have an event next Thursday, but I'm either going to pull the show back to Wednesday, do it Wednesday night at 7 EST, or I'm just not going to have the show and stuff at all. But the last 3 weekends, or the last 3 weeks, or 2 weeks of January, first week of February, we should be having a guest per week, so we can get back to that, so I can flex my interviewing skills. I've got 3 great DJs lined up for you guys, man. 3 fantastic DJs. So get ready for that. All right, let's check the chat. Here we go. First question. Let's see what we got here. All right, hey Book, salute, quick. Question, how is the YouTube platform with live streaming? Are they funny with the music? I want to do multi-streaming with Twitch and YouTube, but I don't want to get flagged. Okay, red flag. Yes, as far as I know, YouTube is still very strict, because every video that I have uploaded, for the next, I think, 3 or 4 weeks. I've got some gig logs every Monday for you guys. It is, they are still doing strikes. So if they can verify the music on YouTube, they're going to strike. Now, Twitch, they will let you do whatever you want live, but the playback will have portions and stuff where it is muted, and Twitch will do that. And then, of course, and what is it? I think they keep it up there for either a week or two, and then they get rid of it for you. So, also, I will say that, if you're using platforms like Ecamm, record your streams. If you don't want to do stuff live and you don't want to take all that, you can record your stream and then, post it on Twitch or YouTube. Now, you're going to still get flagged, but, if you just don't like that live setting and stuff like we are right now, this ain't no recording here. You can do that as well. That's another option. Here we go. More entertainment events. How do you stay current on new music? Do you have a routine that you do every week? Yes, I do. More entertainment. If you will look down in the description down below, I've got all the record pools or music pools, DJ pools and stuff down below. And I am in them every week. I don't think I miss, even when I, over the holidays, and I know a holiday and stuff was coming up, I still, like, even today, excuse me, I hadn't been in the record pools this week, but today I was in there. I was in all 4 of the ones that I have, and I downloaded, I think, about 7 new songs, so 7 things that I want to put out. And I told you that I'm reorganizing that twerk section and stuff, because I want to just add different sections I want to incorporate within a wedding. I mean, you guys' folders should be like crazy for each wedding. I've got an intro, a dinner music, an opening dance set, just a dancing portion. I'm going to add a don't forget, and I'm going to put twerk, rock, punk rock, and all that stuff, just to make sure that I incorporate stuff. I got some new 2000s, early 2000s music. I just figured that I would just look at the artists that really took over the early 2000s, which is your T-Pains and your Lil Jons and all of them, and just load up on some of that stuff. Soulja Boy and all that stuff. I've got all the ones that everybody has, but I'm always diving to get new stuff, and especially if I hear a different version that I like. It's I definitely am making sure that I'm trying to incorporate those and checking those out. Good question. DJ Metro NYC, I'm looking for an inexpensive wireless microphone system that I can use with my second setup. No, not Phoenix, or not Phoenix Pro. Nah, sure doesn't have. I think Audio Technica has one, but Sennheiser also has one. Check out Sennheiser and check out Audio Technica. See if those can work. But if you're going to be using your microphone and don't want it to drop out, I have found the best success, of course, with Shure, but Audio Technica would have to be on that list in a very close second. So you may have to put in, a few dollars and stuff with it, but inexpensive, that's going to be tough, especially if you don't want to go Phoenix, because Phoenix is exactly where I was going to send you through, but you would definitely have to have some type of mixer with that to equalize that sound. But those are 4 brands. Try those 4 brands and see what you come up with. See if there's anything in those categories. Maybe that'll help you out. DJ Fath, what about TikTok? I see lots of live sets. Okay, so TikTok looks like they will allow you to just kind of roll with the punches and stuff on there too. I don't know why though. I got to get this out of my head because I have a mental block with TikTok. When I see DJs and stuff live on that, and if you're live on TikTok, please don't take this to any offense. It's just my head, it looks silly. When I see DJs DJ on TikTok, I feel like their setup is not as good as the guys who are on Twitch. So it kind of looks like you're a DJ past his prime on TikTok. Like if you're gonna do it on TikTok, like I would first grasp inspiration from Twitch and see how you can spice up your TikTok, because TikTok doesn't allow you to do as much on the actual screen. Like you can't do a whole lot of designs on the screen and all that stuff. So you have to be really creative. Like your background needs to be on point. Just don't have like a flag hanging up in the back and that's your only thing. Don't have some cheesy sign hanging to the left side and that's your only thing. And like, I feel like those are DJs that are just past their prime. And I know I'm totally wrong for that. And I know that's not the case, but it just looks like that's the case. So, I have some ideas and stuff. I actually have a green screen right over here. Get creative with green screen, man. Green screen can work out too. You can really dive in and put some stuff behind you, in front of you, whatever you want to do. If you guys need some more inspiration, check out my man, DJ Silver Knight. We interviewed him last year. His stream is fantastic. DJ Bizone is another one. Stream is fantastic. These guys utilize a lot of green screen, and their shows they're worth it. They not only do they mix great, but their visuals are great. So hopefully that helps. Did he get 20 back for you? No. He hold on. Let me see something. Let me check. No, he didn't. That 20 is right here. He did not get that 20 back. That thing fell like in my little case that was to the side and stuff too. So like in the night when I was rolling up cables and stuff, I saw it again and I was like, oh, I forgot about that. So yeah, I still got a 20, man. I hate carrying cash. Do you use crate hackers? No, I do not. But I get this question a lot here, and maybe I should. Maybe I should look into crate hackers and just see what they have on there. I've never used them, never seen what they're capable of, never used them at all. Do you do all mostly of your events by yourself? I have, but this year and last year and the year before, I started to kind of build a little crew, and I'm going to recruit some more people and stuff in. But all of December's gigs and the New Year's gig, I did all of them myself because they didn't get a lot of add-ons and stuff for them. So it was more of like, I don't want to say a basic setup because I was still trying out my table and turntables and all that stuff. But it was more of a simplistic setup. So, I didn't use anybody to help, but I will be. Because it just makes sense. And I also think it's time for me to get a new trailer. That box that holds that big table and turntable thing, man, it weighs more than I anticipated, and I think the floor it might be trying to give. I don't know. It just last time I put it in there, the floor was making some funny noises, so I don't know. I ordered a Phoenix Pro before, and one side didn't work at the venue, but when I tried it at home, it worked. Man, I hate to hear horror stories and stuff about Phoenix Pro, but I have a dual setup from Phoenix Pro, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I haven't had any problems out of them. I don't use it necessarily and stuff now because they only get that setup. They wanted me to review them, the dual setup, and it was only handhelds. So I've now switched over, which reminds me I need to finish that video on my ceremony setup so y'all can see what I use now. But I've now switched over to Audio Technica with wireless lapels for my ceremony setup so that we don't have any drops and stuff anymore. Damn, Jay got the money up in that wallet. Let me hold something. I think that's like $45 or something like that, man. One of them's 20 from there, and another one somebody owed me, so I had to collect. More entertainment. Did you MIDI map your Rev 7 to be able to enable stems? Yes, I did. I watched a few videos on how to do it on YouTube, and I mapped them to the pads. I didn't want to do it to the little things at the top. I don't know. I'm so used to using the pads on all three of my setup, on all three of my mixers, the 1000 SRT, the Rev 7, and the S11. So I didn't want to defer from that because I try to keep stuff as similar as I can. It's already a learning curve to try to use, all three of them and do something different. But I want to be able to walk into a scenario and be comfortable with using any one of the three and be okay. I feel crate hackers was a waste of money. My crates were better when I had them set up. Well, you might have just scared me off from them. Solo is kind of risky. It is, but you got to remember, I started, my company around 2019. I had been doing solo gigs. Oh man, probably since 2010, and all the way to 2019 or 20, before I finally started getting some help. And then 20 came and I had to shut everything down. And then 21 went back to getting some, a little bit of help and stuff here and there. So, yeah, it's risky, but I mean, I did it for almost a decade, or you might as well say a decade, and it was fun. Just know your limits. Know your limits. Pay what you got to pay. You got more people you got to deal with, Just remember, pay that. Pay the money if you need to. I thought about just using XVive as an option. What do you think? I have some XVive stuff. They're good for transmitting sound and stuff here and there. Yeah, they're a good option. You could take a listen. They're just kind of okay. All right, Jay, are you coming to NAMM or the Photo Booth Expo? We got to link up. Okay, so I will not be at NAMM, but it is already on my vision board to go to the expo this year, and I think there was one more that I wanted to try to go to. I can't remember. I have it somewhere, information on it somewhere, but I am going to do the expo. This will probably be my last expo. I'm not doing any more expos after this. So I'll do one more. And yeah, if you see me there, yeah, we could definitely link up. Solstice. Yeah, man, you're late. Come on, man. I know it's EST time and stuff for me, but that PST, you got to get on it, man. That just lets me know that you don't have no notification bells on. That's what that is. All right, that's a no. Most all venues have Wi-Fi and you have dropouts. You're going to now. All right, so in Serato program, you can change the option to the loop roll or the slicer program, replace it with stems. Yeah, that's what I did. All right, guys. Well, it's been another incredible night and an incredible show. I really appreciate you guys always coming in and kicking it with me. Like I said, next week, stay tuned through Instagram so you can find out whether or not I'm actually going to have a show and stuff next week. If you guys are busy and doing gigs and stuff right now, kudos to you, because everything is cold everywhere right now. I think the high here tomorrow is like 40, and this is in South Carolina. So, stay warm, guys, is all I can tell you. Stay warm, watch some football. Try to be creative. Write everything creative down on paper and at least try one thing this week or next week so that you can start the flow of being creative. I want everybody just to be creative and put out some creativity and stuff out there. I may be doing something with DJ Liftoff and stuff soon. He hit me up, and we may be getting that done. So be on the lookout for that. I think that's it. Make sure you follow me on Instagram so that you can keep up with all things DJ JayBook, and we will hopefully see you next week. But if not, we'll definitely see you in 2 weeks. So thank you guys all for coming. See you soon, and make sure you're striving. Make sure you're living to strive and not to survive. See you soon, people.